Today I'm going to be talking about how the dreamers become oppressors. Okay? How the dreamers become oppressors. Now when you think about it, okay, when you typically think about those two things, you think about the dreamer dreaming because he's being oppressed. That's how you typically think about it. But what if I told you that sometimes the order causes the reverse? And that's what's happening in our society today, especially in America. Okay? That the dreamers have actually become the oppressors. Okay? Now, this ends up talking to a very select group of people. Okay? A very specific select group of people. There's a lot of people that are dreamers. There's a lot of people that have goals and things they want to do and stuff like that. But a lot of them don't have the mental determination and the type of application necessary to make these dreams happen. Okay? And so that's a very small percentage of people that it would apply to. But once they get there, okay, there begins to be this cycle that happens. And you see this with a lot of CEOs and Fortune 500 companies and stuff like that. Listen, I'm all about make as much as you need to make. I'm all about achievement and doing what you got to do. Okay, but at the same time, there's a sense in which some of these people, okay, when you look at their habits and actions and stuff like that, they do things in terms of growth for no practical purpose. Okay, for instance, some of these companies will go in an area, even though the company is making plenty of money, even though the company is doing plenty well, they'll go in the area, underbid all the mom and pop businesses and run them out of business. You know, just run them out of the area. Okay, make it so that them growing their company, make it such that nobody else can compete anymore. And so they keep growing and keep growing and keep growing and keep growing, even though they're doing well, even though they could turn some things inward, maybe make quality better or maybe help their employees. Okay, they just keep expanding and expanding and expanding. Okay, same thing with people that have one mansion. Okay, and they can't live in them all at the same time. But yet they just buy a bunch of mansions. Okay, now I get real estate investing and so on and so forth. But some of these people, for no practical purpose, they just go out and just buy all these things, buy all these mansions, and then don't help anybody, or help very little. Or if they do help, it's only to benefit them. Okay? So now check this out. I'm not against capitalism. Okay? I'm for capitalism. Okay? But at the same time, when you observe their behaviors, they actually have some of these people at the top. They have a type of dysfunction. Okay? They have a dysfunction because they're so aggressively trying to pursue capitalism that they lose all sense of decency. They lose all sense of trying to help the society. And that's when the dreamer, who was once a dreamer, becomes the oppressor because he's trying to push his own capital so hard beyond his limits or beyond his own goals of success that at this point he just wants to steamroll everything else and make it his empire. Okay? And there's a reason why people get that way. Okay, there's a reason why people get that way, and it's not what you think. Okay, it's not what you think. See, a lot of people want to just paint CEOs and 1%ers and stuff like that as just these bad guys and all of that. But they're people too. Okay, they're people too, and they're complicated. They have complex developments. Okay, as far as what made them get to where they are and what got them to that point. Okay, and something. Okay, follow this trajectory. Okay, follow this trajectory. If you're a person, okay, if you're a person that values love and relationship, okay, then there would be some sort of limit and also a desire to spread the love and relationship that you have within your own heart, okay? But a lot of these people at the top, if you actually talk to them, and I'm talking beyond what they may say in some sort of press release, okay? Because the opinions of some of these people are very hard to get to. Because check this out, they don't want to compromise their dollars. So even if they have certain beliefs, they're not gonna tell you publicly. They're not gonna say it publicly, okay? You know, you got some adventurous Twitter people that will say things that are a little outlandish and stuff nowadays. But in general, most of the people that are at the top, they're quiet about their views, whatever they are. And when you look at how they do and how they operate, you can walk backwards and see what some of their priorities are. Okay? Like for example, okay, if you see a person that habitually go around sleeping with a bunch of women and paying a bunch of women all the time, having escorts and all of that, okay, they might say that they like family and appreciate family, but when you look at their habits, it don't reflect that that's what their real belief system is. And when you look at a lot of their belief systems, you look at these divorces they go through, how they have to fight lawyers in court, how they have to always be viewed in the lens of their money and so on and so forth, and how calm and collected they can handle it all. Something had to happen, okay, in order for them to not be shocked by it. Something had to happen for them to be okay with what's going on. Because a lot of these people, they know that the reason why they're valuable to people is because they can pay people off. They know that they're attracted to women, not because they're attractive, but because they have enough money to attract women. And some of them seem to be okay with that, at least on the surface. So something had to happen a very long time ago over here to make them okay with that situation and operate within that situation and perpetuate it to continue going. Okay? So as a result, check this out. A lot of these people, they lack love. Okay? They lack love. Somewhere in there, okay, in their development. Okay, somewhere in their development, they lack love somewhere. Okay? And so because they lack love, but yet they had intelligence, they had ingenuity, they had power, they had all of those things to make them successful, but yet they lack love, then you got a situation where that same person that's a dreamer, now they have the time, the energy, the power to change things around, okay? And they can get somewhat of a substitute of the affection that they always wanted when they was a kid, okay? They get a substitute of that with the power they have and how people fawn over them and how much control they have. And then they're addicted to that and they want more and more and more and more and more because it's not fulfilling in the heart, okay? So check this out. If you had a good relationship with your wife and your family, okay, there'd be some sense in which you wouldn't want to work 80 hours a week to try to make new deals, to take over new cities and all that. You wouldn't want to do that because you would want to spend time with your family. But if you're in a situation where you're not run on love and you don't believe, see, check this out. A lot of these people at the top, they're not going to tell you, okay, that they don't believe that they have love in their own house. They're not going to tell you that. They don't want to hurt their numbers, okay? But in their own world, they don't even believe their own family love them. So they get out there and they work and they grind and they amass more power for themselves, okay? Because they don't feel like they have nothing else. And so when they don't feel like they have nothing else and they amass all this power, okay, then they continue looking to get more power to a point where it's almost a psychosis, okay? It's a psychosis of power grabbing, okay? Because the love that would perhaps limit their power and make them more focused on who they are at home or their family or their society or the people that grew up around them or their friends, okay? They forgo all those things so they can chase for power, okay? And that's how the dreamer, okay? That's how the dreamer becomes the oppressor. Because somewhere in there, when that dreamer was gathering the power, he felt alone somewhere. He felt alone somewhere, okay? Because check this out. The same type of people, okay? The same type of people that were outcasts when they were kids, okay? They got kicked out the lunch table. They didn't get to sit with the cool kids. They had a dream. They had power. They had might. Then they come back. And then they come and buy up the lunch table and say, I'm gonna make money here and kick you out the lunch table. And that's what happens with these people. Okay? And so at the same time, these people that some people say are oppressors, okay? Some of us are to blame for pushing these people into the position where they're at. And I'm gonna deal with that in the next video. That's my message. That's my time on the day. You take care.